The wine glass exploded against the brick wall. Red liquid streamed down like blood from a fresh wound. Marcus Sullivan's hands wouldn't stop shaking. 6:15 a.m. and he was already drowning. 16 months. That's how long it had been since the phone call that shattered his world. Since a distracted driver had stolen his wife Rachel and their unborn child in one senseless moment on a rain-soaked highway. 3 miles from home. 3 miles from safety. 3 miles that might as well have been 3 million. Marcus stared at the wine stain spreading across the white brick, his reflection distorted in the remaining shards of crystal on the floor. This was what his life had become. Rage at 6 a.m., empty bottles, an apartment full of ghosts, a nursery with the door permanently closed. He grabbed his suit jacket and left. By 7 o'clock, Marcus was buried in lines of code at Sullivan Tech Solutions, the cybersecurity firm he'd built from nothing into a 3-floor empire. Work was the only thing that made sense anymore. Algorithms didn't grieve. Firewalls didn't ask painful questions. Security protocols didn't remind him of everything he'd lost. His fingers flew across the keyboard, 3 monitors glowing in the pre-dawn darkness of the empty office. This was survival now. Code until exhaustion. Sleep. Wake in a panic. Repeat. He didn't hear the small footsteps. Didn't sense the tiny presence until small fingers tugged at his sleeve. Marcus jerked back, heart hammering. A little girl stood beside his chair, maybe 3 years old, with thick black braids decorated with bright colored beads, yellow sundress with white flowers, and in her hands, a purple lunch bag covered in butterflies. She looked up at him with brown eyes that held impossible wisdom for someone so small. Then she smiled and held up the lunch bag with both hands. "You forgot your lunch again, Daddy. Mama said you always forget when you're sad." The word daddy hit Marcus like a fist to the chest. Every wound he'd spent 16 months trying to seal ripped open at once. "I'm not your father, sweetheart. You've made a mistake." The little girl shook her head, certain. "But you need it. Mama made it special with extra love because your heart is broken." How could she know? How could this child see what everyone else in his life had missed or ignored? "Lily. Lily Marie." A woman's panicked voice echoed through the corridor. Footsteps running. A young woman appeared, dark hair pulled back, wearing a maintenance company uniform. Her face flooded with relief when she saw the little girl, then immediately went pale when she registered Marcus. "Mr. Sullivan." She scooped up the child, words tumbling out. "I am so sorry. I turned my back for 30 seconds. She's never done this before." Marcus recognized her vaguely, one of the early morning cleaning crew. He'd seen her before during his all-nighters, quietly working while her daughter slept in the break room. "It's fine. She wasn't bothering me." He paused. "Though she seems convinced I'm her father." The woman's expression crumbled into something heartbreaking. Embarrassment, sadness, fierce protectiveness all at once. "I'm so sorry. She's been doing this lately, approaching men and calling them daddy. Her father left when I was pregnant. Never even met her. She doesn't understand what she's missing, but somehow she knows there's a hole." Marcus felt something crack in his chest. "What's your name?" "Isabella Martinez. And this is Lily. I know I'm not supposed to bring her to work. My sitter had an emergency and I couldn't miss my shift." "You forgot your lunch, Daddy?" Lily repeated, still holding out the purple butterfly bag, her expression so earnest it hurt. Isabella tried to take the bag. "Baby girl, that's not Daddy. This is Mr. Sullivan. He's very busy but he has the same eyes as you, Mama." Lily's voice was matter-of-fact. The crying eyes. Even when you smile, your eyes cry. His eyes cry too. Marcus stared at this 3-year-old who had seen through every defense he'd spent over a year constructing, who had looked at him for less than 3 minutes and seen what no one else could. Something shifted inside him. Deep. Tectonic. "You know what, Lily? I actually haven't eaten since yesterday morning. Would it be okay if I accepted your lunch?" Lily's face transformed into pure radiant joy. "See, Mama? I told you somebody needed it." Isabella looked uncertain. "Mr. Sullivan, you don't have to." "I'm not humoring her." Marcus meant it. She's right. I do have crying eyes. I am sad. And maybe spending time with you both would help. He paused. If you're willing. Something in his voice reached Isabella. Her defensive posture softened. My shift just ended. We usually go to the community garden 2 blocks away before we catch the bus. Lily likes the butterflies. She hesitated. You could join us. If you want. 20 minutes later, Marcus sat on a weathered bench eating a carefully made sandwich, crusts cut off, while Lily chased butterflies through flowering plants. Isabella sipped coffee from a worn thermos beside him. I'm sorry, Isabella said, for what she said, about the crying eyes. She's too perceptive sometimes. She's not wrong. Marcus watched Lily laugh as a yellow butterfly landed on her finger. My wife died 16 months ago. Distracted driver. She was pregnant. I lost them both. Isabella's hand flew to her mouth. God, I'm so sorry. They sat in silence. Morning sun filtered through leaves above them. What about Lily's father? Isabella's jaw tightened. We dated for 2 years. When I told him I was pregnant, he said fatherhood would derail his career. Left that night. I haven't heard from him in 3 years. He's never even seen her. That must be incredibly hard. It is. Isabella's voice was steady despite the pain underneath. I work 4 a.m. to 8 a.m., so I can be with her during the day. We live in a 1-bedroom in a rough neighborhood. I'm taking online courses for my business degree when I can stay awake. But it's slow. Some days I feel like we'll never get ahead. You're doing something extraordinary. Lily is thriving. That's because of you. She's my world. Isabella's voice thickened. But I worry about what she's missing. She sees other kids with their fathers. Asks questions I can't answer. Lily came running back, climbing directly onto Marcus's lap. Warm, solid, real. Will you push me on the swings, Daddy? Marcus looked at Isabella. She gave him an apologetic smile. If you're comfortable. I've tried explaining, but she doesn't understand yet. Marcus carried Lily to the swings. For the next hour, he pushed her while she told him rambling stories about stuffed animals and rainbows and whether clouds are soft. It was the first time in 16 months Marcus felt present. Alive. Something other than empty. When Isabella said it was time to go, Lily threw her arms around his neck. Will I see you tomorrow, Daddy? Isabella. Marcus stood. Would you and Lily have dinner with me tomorrow? There's something I'd like to discuss. Isabella's expression became guarded. Mr. Sullivan. Please. Just dinner and a conversation. That's all. Isabella studied his face for a long moment. Okay. One dinner. The next evening they met at a family restaurant with a play area. Lily was overjoyed, immediately dragging Marcus to see the climbing structures. Over chicken tenders and mac and cheese, Marcus made his proposal. I've been thinking about what Lily said, about crying eyes and broken hearts, and what you shared about building a better future. I'd like to help. Isabella straightened. We're not charity cases. That's not what I'm suggesting. Please let me explain. Marcus chose his words carefully. My company has a professional development program, full tuition coverage and flexible scheduling. I'd like to offer you a position as an administrative operations assistant, entry-level but with real advancement opportunities. But I clean offices. I don't have tech experience. You're intelligent, hardworking, dedicated. Those matter more than technical skills. Skills can be taught. Work ethic can't. Isabella's eyes filled with tears. Why would you do this? Marcus looked at Lily, coloring intently on the kids' menu. Because your daughter saw something in me I'd forgotten existed. She reminded me what it feels like to be human instead of a machine going through motions. I don't understand. My wife and I were planning our family when she died. I spent 16 months convinced that dream died with her. His voice remained steady. But yesterday, when Lily called me daddy, when she trusted me, when she saw my pain and offered lunch to help heal it, I felt something I thought was gone forever. Hope. He met Isabella's eyes. I'm not trying to buy my way into your lives or replace anyone, but I'd like the chance to be part of your family in whatever way feels right. To be someone Lily can count on. Someone who won't leave. Isabella was quiet for a long time. This is crazy. We barely know each other. Then let's change that. Slowly. Honestly. No pressure. Over the following months, they did. Isabella started at Sullivan Tech Solutions. Lily attended the on-site daycare. Marcus restructured his schedule, leaving at reasonable hours, making time for dinners and zoo trips and bedtime stories in silly voices. Slowly, they built something real. Isabella discovered Marcus was kind and patient, that he taught Lily about constellations, that he showed up for every small milestone, that he made her feel valued in ways she'd never experienced. Marcus learned Isabella was brilliant and funny, that she challenged him, that she called him out when he retreated into work, that she transformed his sterile loft into a home just by being there. And Lily, who had started everything with a purple butterfly lunch bag and innocent mistake, watched the two adults she loved fall in love. 14 months after that office meeting, Marcus proposed. Not with grand gestures, but with quiet sincerity. They were at the community garden. Same bench, watching Lily chase butterflies in afternoon sun. She still calls me daddy, even though she knows we're not biologically related. Does that bother you? Does it bother you? It's the greatest honor of my life. He pulled out a small box. I want to make it official. Both of you. Will you marry me? Let me be Lily's father in every way that matters and be your husband? Not because of random chance, but because I choose you both every single day. Isabella looked at the ring, then his face. Tears streaming. Yes, always yes. They married 5 months later in the community garden. Lily as flower girl, scattering petals with enthusiastic abandon. During the ceremony, Marcus knelt before Lily, making a special vow. To be the father she deserved. To show up for every moment. To teach her that family isn't biology but the choice to love fiercely and stay. Years later, when Lily was old enough to understand, they told her the story. About the purple butterfly lunch bag she delivered to a grieving man, mistaking a widower for her father. But you weren't wrong, sweetheart, Marcus would say, voice thick with emotion. You saw what I couldn't see. You knew I was meant to be your daddy before anyone understood. You saved my life. Because sometimes the most profound connections begin with a child's innocent mistake. Sometimes healing comes from unexpected sources, delivered in a butterfly lunch bag by a little girl who could see straight to a broken man's soul. And sometimes the family we find is more beautiful than anything we imagined. Have you ever experienced a moment when a stranger changed everything? When something that seemed like a mistake became your greatest blessing? If this story touched your heart and reminded you that family is built on choice rather than biology, smash that like button. Share this with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe for more powerful stories about unexpected connections, healing, and the transformative power of showing up. Drop a comment about someone who became family through choice, not blood. Sometimes the most meaningful families are created from genuine human connection, one purple lunch bag at a time.